Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Cynthia Manion Show. I'm so glad you're here tonight or joining us for a replay. Share it out. If you love films that make you laugh 1 minute and think the next, you're in for a treat. Oh, yes, you are. Jordan Tofalo writes, directs, and stars in shorts that have festival judges hitting the applause button. And by day, she films real recovery stories that leave everyone in tears for the best reasons. Now, I met her actually at Dead of Winter, where a film that she starred in as Dr. Bates premiered. And it was so exciting to meet her and John Kehoe, who recommended her for this show this evening, and Tommy Dwyer. She's a superstar. And Jordan, it's an absolute pleasure. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stage.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and it was so great meeting you. And I love it, repping the Hollywood.
Yes. So what's the very first spark that turns a random idea into, let's shoot this short film?
I would say, so it really comes down to just the whole team, right? So everyone really feeling like on the same page. When it comes to like the short comedies that I've been doing, I've had the pleasure of getting to work with people like Frank Santorelli, Lenny Clarke, Steve Sweeney. I mean, you know, those guys are absolute comedy legends. I mean, legends. And to get to work with them is just such an honor. It's amazing. And, you know, they've come up with some incredible ideas for short comedies. They've come to me, asked if, you know, they would like me to, if I'd be interested in directing. And I was like, absolutely, I would be honored. And yeah, we kind of just discussed the whole process, you know, what kind of style they'd be interested in shooting. When it comes to those guys, I mean, it's mainly like there's the script, but then we do a lot of improv. And I mean, I just let them do their thing because they're, you know, they're pros, they're amazing. And we just capture some comedy gold.
You do. In fact, your first fan is signing on here. Harrison Blake Young says, way to go, Jordan.
Oh, hey, Harrison.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for giving her that little edge of confidence there. You are amazing. So how do you help nervous actors on an indie set relax and absolutely shine?
Yes, I really think that, well, one of my favorite parts as a director is getting to work with actors. I absolutely love that piece of it. I think it's, you know, it's such an interesting process because I like to really get to know the actor beforehand, really kind of understand like we'll discuss the character, what the emotions are that they'll have to get to with that character. And we'll kind of, we'll talk about certain things that they feel comfortable discussing that they can pull from their own life. So any experience that they've had that they can relate with their character, we'll try to kind of find a way to combine that so that they can authentically portray that character through their own life experiences. But I like to try to, you know, get to know the actor as best as I can so that they feel as comfortable with me as possible to be vulnerable in that way.
Fellow actors and actresses, wouldn't you like to have a director like that? Here's another fan of yours, Dan Tomaski.
Hey, Dan.
Thanks for being here. Your word got out that she's here. Julie Manning, you're amazing. Great job, Jordan. Amazing. We love the support. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. What's the wildest thing that's happened behind the scenes with Frank Santorelli and Lenny Clarke?
I would say, so they are just hilarious. Everything that they do is just hilarious. Even when they're interacting with each other right behind the scenes, they're making each other laugh. They're just so much fun to be around. You know what I mean? They're like, they just have like a lot of like, they kind of go at one another, but in like a very like playful, friendly, brotherly kind of way. And a lot of the improv that ends up coming out of some of the scenes ends up coming from that too. So they're true professionals. They're honestly, they're geniuses. They're comedic geniuses. And it's amazing to watch how it happens, because it just kind of almost just happen when they're all together. They'll just like start joking about something, and one of them will come up with an idea like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if like we said this? And then they'll all kind of just play off of one another, and it's really an amazing thing. I'm really just there to capture it on film. They're the ones that are the comedic geniuses.
Perfect. Professionalism, passion. Oh my goodness. And playing, it makes a great opportunity for you to direct. And you have some more fans joining you. Let's see. We got Virgil saying hi.
Hi,
Hello,
Virgil.
hello. And hey.
Hi, thank you so much for joining.
Yes. You juggle a full-time job too with passion projects. How do you keep both worlds spinning? That's a lot.
It can be tough. It can definitely be tough. But as you know as well, yeah, I mean, I work full time at Gosnold Behavioral Health in the marketing. It's a very, very rewarding job. I love the job. I love getting to work somewhere that helps people. It is definitely tough though, because on my weekends, that's when I try to do any personal projects, or if I'm directing or acting in anything, I always try to schedule it then. There is always those missed opportunities that come up during the week, but it is what it is when it comes to just surviving in life, I guess. You got to do what you got to do.
And we have a couple questions here. How does she do it? From Dan.
Oh, Dan, you're so sweet. Honestly, I think most of us do that. I mean, everyone, has their dream. We all have a dream, and we're all just trying to do what we can to survive and get by. But we try to use our free time to make our passions come true. And I think that's the best way to spend life.
And thrive. It makes your heart happy, and then you're nicer to other people, and kindness goes around. And hi, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your support. Share this out, everybody. She's doing a great job. So I had a lot of fun researching other projects that you did besides the one that I met you at, Soulless. So what clicked for you in Love and Space 2 to take home Best Comedy at Fourth Dimension? That's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you so much. So I would say what I loved about that was, Frank Santorelli wrote Love and Space. So Frank Santorelli and Stash wrote Love and Space 1, but Frank created it. And for Love and Space 2, he was the sole creator and writer. And so the way he wrote it just so funny. When I read the script, I could not stop laughing. It was so funny, and there's so many different characters. He added in a lot of Russian characters, which I thought was super interesting, and it allowed me as a director to get to work with actors that are doing the Russian accent, which was a great experience. And it was also fun to, Lenny Clarke, he did a Russian accent and he nailed it. He did incredible. Same with Steve Sweeney. They did incredible Russian accents, and Steve Bjork. Just incredible acting talent. Not only are those guys extremely, extremely funny and comedically talented, they're incredible actors, like incredible at acting. And I just think that is really, like, I saw that there were so many parts within Love and Space 2. And I thought this is a great opportunity to really bring in more of the comedians. We brought in Christina Kostopoulos. She was in Sweeney Killing Sweeney. That's where I met Steve Sweeney. And as well as Sharon Smith. She's absolutely incredible. She's a professional makeup artist on, professional Hollywood films. She's worked on over 100 of them, worked with Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, she's just amazing. And then she cracks me up. She's so funny on screen too. So it was just such an awesome ensemble of a cast. And I was super excited to work on it. And it was fun to work with them again too.
Yeah, that sure helps. Say something in your Russian accent. The rupees.
Oh, God. Honestly, I can't do a Russian accent.
Okay, I'll let you off the hook. Walk us through how comedians in their shorts. Go back to the comedic section. Walk us through how comedians in their shorts. I can picture it. I'm like, oh, turn stand-up plus greetings into one electric night. It was a great concept.
Oh, it was super cool. And so that was that actually was Frank Santorelli's idea. So he during COVID, he was going to do a one-man show, and it ended up not happening due to COVID happening. And he was like, I would really love to do something at this theater. He's like, I'd love to show Love in Space 2. Let's have a screening there, and have the premiere there. And then he came up with the idea of having other comedians come in as well that we've worked with, and other comedians I have directed in shorts, and we could do an event where we would show the short film, have a comedian perform, then show another short film, have another comedian perform, and then show another film. And that's what we ended up doing, that style. And it was really cool. It was very unique. But I'm going to be honest with you. I learned something from that experience, because what happened is that there was no one's fault, but just it was a technical issue with the projector. There ended up being an issue where it kept freezing. So I've learned that anything can go wrong at any time, but somehow, yet again, the comedians, they brought everything together. I mean, Tony V, who was hosting the event, turned it all around. He made everybody like laugh in the audience as it was like freezing. He was able to like jump in. He made a bunch of jokes. Same with Lenny. They were just incredible. Ken Rogerson too. They like saved the day, and it ended up being even more of a unique event because people enjoyed the way that they handled that happening, and it ended up being even funnier. So it was cool. It worked out.
So I don't know about you, audience, but I'm picturing a whole group of mostly men in their boxer shorts. That's what Dan says. Just imagine everyone in their underwear. And I'm wondering, did you wear boxer shorts, or did you wear something more sexy, shall we say?
You know what's so funny is that Tony V actually came up with that idea of comedians in their shorts, that title. And that's the first thing I thought was like a bunch of comedians in their shorts. So it's funny you say that. Like,
weren't they wearing them? No?
They actually weren't. Some of them were. Some of them were. But for the next one, that's a great idea, Cynthia. I love that.
That was my visual when I was like, oh my goodness. And obviously Dan thought the same thing.
Yes, I love it. You guys, great minds think alike.
Makes life fun. But now going to the serious part of your life, you do that. What moment in filming the Gosnold recovery docs hit you the hardest?
Oh, yes.
And Patricia Gajkic will love this because she does so many things to help other people. And yes, we had a good laugh. Now we're going to the serious stuff because she really helps people. Jordan is there helping people in this addiction recovery section of her life and letting the world know about. In fact, I had whatchamacallit on the show from Sound of Freedom, the guy who did the movie. So if you go back in one of my episodes, he was on, and so we support him. But anyway, so back to your recovery documentaries that you do for Gosnold recovery in Massachusetts.
Yes, and I love that movie, Sound of Freedom. That is an incredible movie. I just have to say, I
had no idea. It opened my eyes. I had no idea this happened, especially in the United States of America. My heart.
Same here. That's such a heartbreaking movie. I feel like the word needs to get out about that movie for sure. But yes, and Patricia as well. Like, thank you for everything that you do. Because I do think it's very, very important. So where I work at Gosnold, there's it's a detox facility, a behavioral health facility. They have inpatient and outpatient services that they offer. And mental health is a main factor for anybody that's going through addiction, and that's something that I really, really understand more after working there. And I'm in the marketing department, but there's so many nurses and RAs and like recovery coaches and people that work with the court system, and working with patients directly that do some amazing things every day. And I'm just lucky that I get to tell the stories of the patients that come through and are able to turn their life around, because it's so sad. I learning each person's story is very unique, and it makes you realize just how much pain and how much sadness is in the world, and how people will turn to drugs as an option to handle that and handle those emotions that they're dealing with. What's beautiful about Gosnold is that they really teach people how to express themselves more through art. So instead of like turning to a drug, expressing those emotions and those feelings more through whatever art form suits that person best, right? But that's really what I've kind of learned with working with. So I've done 2 videos so far. So we've had 3 winners. Our first winner was Trevor McCarthy. Our second winner was Rachel Fuschetti. And our third winner, Thomas Gunning. And soon I'll be filming our winner for this year, but we're not going to announce that just yet. But I'll say that each story has been, very eye-opening. It allowed me to see that, each person, they went through something in their life that, really caused them to go down a path that was not the healthy option for them. And by going through Gosnold, it really helped them to turn their life around in that way. And I think that like by being able to tell someone's story and see how, that experience turned everything around, and now they're so successful in their life, by being sober and being healthy, I think that is so powerful, and people can watch another person's recovery story and see their own self or their own journey that they're going through in that story. And it makes them realize, hey, I can do it too, And I think that is so important because, it's so sad what's going on right now with the drug epidemic.
Where can people see those? Or can you tell us a little bit more about each of your 3 winners so far? And Patricia Gajkic says, it's a complicated path for each individual.
Absolutely.
How blessed they are to have you as a healing voice. And she loves your energy.
Thank you so much, Patricia. And same to you. And thank you for being here.
So your 3 winners, can you tell us like the story or what you did or how you portrayed it or where people can see it, or all of the above?
Absolutely. Yes. So all the stories can be watched on Gosnold Behavioral Health's YouTube channel. Just by searching Gosnold Behavioral Health on YouTube, the channel will pop right up, and we have all the videos on there. Or by going to Gosnold Behavioral Health on Instagram, we have all the videos on there. The first video was actually created by Keith Schaefer. And I had the opportunity of, and that was for Trevor McCarthy. And I got the opportunity to create Rachel Fuschetti's video, as well as Thomas Gunning's. Each person has a very unique story. Trevor's story is very powerful. He was dealing with addiction in his own right, and he was a musician. Honestly, I think that watching the videos will explain it better than I could. But what I will say is that each person's story is extremely unique, and it really shows you that addiction can happen to anybody, and it can be any substance. It really can be any substance. And the most important thing is to realize that by learning from a person's recovery story, you can see that like the healthy path in life is always going to be the path to go on, and finding a healthy way to express whatever emotions you're feeling or anything that you've gone through that is traumatic. That's always going to be the right thing to do, is go the healthy path. The addiction path, it always leads down the same road. And it's not the right the right thing to do. So, I really highly recommend checking out those videos on Gosnold's YouTube page and Instagram, because I think that's what I think is so amazing about filmmaking, is that you will get a feeling watching it and hearing their story that it will be so much more powerful than what I could explain.
And Tom Dwyer popped in and said, "Love Jordan." You made me smile during your serious piece there. I was like, oh, but so go serious. Love Jordan. We do too. Thank you, Tom. Thank you for joining and supporting her. She's so lovely. And you got a cheers from Ethan.
Oh, I love them both. I love you, Ethan. Love you, Tommy. Tommy J. Dwyer. He's absolutely amazing. One of the best directors I've ever gotten the pleasure to work with, and an amazing friend.
Yes.
Repping the Hollywood. Massachusetts, Hollywood. What's happening?
Yes, it was so fun to meet you at the dead of winter. Oh, yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy.
Yes.
So you've been doing this for a while. That's why you have so much talent, and you've got so much passion and perseverance and patience. And you were named the Film Student of the Year in 2016.
Yes.
What lesson from there still runs in every short that you do?
That I always have more to learn. There's always more for me to learn.
Every day in life, we all do. That's how we keep going and we keep doing this. And here's John. Woohoo! Oh,
John,
yes. Hey, thank you so much. Lovely, lovely guest. She's doing a knockout job, Jordan. Hey, Eric, put up my picture with John. I don't know if I have one with Tom here, but here's John, who recommended Miss Jordan to the show. And this was at the winter. That was a great show. It's so much fun to make new friends in community. Wherever you are, you need your community of buds to like lift you up and keep you going during those hard, dark times.
Absolutely.
And then we're back to the lessons of Film Student Winner 2016. Oh, thank you, Tommy. Tommy Flynn.
Tommy.
We've got Jordan here and all this wonderful energy and all the energy that you guys all do up there in Worcester, Massachusetts.
And I do just have to say, Tommy J. Dwyer and John Keogh, okay, they're absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful to have met them. They're just such amazing people within the film community in general, and within the New England film community. They're really making things happen, and they're really bringing together, like, they are amazingly talented people. They're bringing together such talented people and creating such incredible projects. So we're really grateful to have them in New England.
Yeah, you got your own thing going there, and it's so beautiful, and there's so many historic sites to shoot it. Your imagination can just go crazy.
Oh, totally.
Dan says you're always working, and we know that. We never stop.
You guys are awesome.
Yes, you got good followers. We appreciate the support.
Yes.
Now back to our lessons for every shoot.
I would say I definitely learn something new every time. I do something wrong every time, and I learn something every time. And each time, I would say that something that's like very important is to make sure that the communication is really good. I think especially directing a project, right? Making sure that there's good communication between everybody, the gaffer, the director of lighting, the director of photography, making sure that, I talk with the actors, make sure that I'm on the same page with them. I know what makes them comfortable, what makes them uncomfortable. Just making sure that, I have all the answers, right? So like if there's a question that anybody from the crew has or any actor has, I want to make sure that I have that answer for them, because that's my job as the director, right? So yeah, it's always just making sure each time there's always something that I miss. So I just keep learning each time.
Well, just another opportunity to grow. It's just another opportunity to grow. So you have to be so aware of everyone that's going on, and someone watching continuity and makeup and wardrobe and lights and making sure it's safe and a good acting, and they know their lines and they're improving and you're getting it, and whoa, and everything else, catering, washing your hands. It's a huge thing. So amazing. So you have an upcoming psychological thriller coming up. Give us one tease that won't spoil anything.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm actually I'm writing my own psychological thriller that I'm planning on directing. I have not. It's honestly in the super early beginning stages, but I'll say that it has to do with technology going wrong, but not in the obvious way that you'd think. That's the best way I could put it.
Well, we've all been through a few of those glitches in our lives and our technical beings, and guess what? We all made it through, and we're still here smiling and figuring out a better way to do it.
And I'm super excited because Tommy J. Dwyer asked me if I would assistant direct. There's 2 more short films that are going to be filmed for his feature analogy film, The Hours That Keep Us. And
Wow.
It's going to be 3 different short films that he wrote and is directing, and John Keogh is producing. And I'm so excited to get to assistant direct. And yeah, I mean, they're just incredible stories, 3 different genres of horror, and Soulless will be in it as well. So excited. I'm so excited.
Oh, Dan says Jordan's giving us horror. Hell yeah.
Oh, Dan, I love the excitement. Yes.
And you've had, let's see, any more things here we've missed? No, we're doing well. So on low budget shorts, how do you get your cast and crew trusting each other fast?
That is a very good question. I would say, to be honest, most of the projects that I've been doing have, especially recently, have mainly been with the same kind of group of people. So we're all, we have yeah, exactly. We have a good chemistry together, working together. So that definitely helps. But I haven't directed a psychological thriller since like 2017, so I'm excited to get back to doing that. And yeah, it's definitely a much different type of process than, like, directing for a psychological thriller is much different than directing for a comedy. And it's definitely it's something where honestly, I do work my full-time job to be able to have money for a budget. So that's definitely key, is being able to pay the cinematographer, pay people so that they, they'll be able to show up, I guess, because I've had a lot of experiences where I did projects where I didn't pay anybody, and people just, they got a paid gig and then they ended up not being able to film that day, which was, disappointing, but understandable. Right. But, I've just learned, ways that I can do things better. And that's why I really do admire Tommy and John's way of going about things, because they really believe that, we should be paying people, as independent filmmakers, we should be doing that. And I totally agree with that. I think that, that's the way to go about it. And we can really create a really professional industry here in Massachusetts. And, I know California, they just passed a law, I believe, where they're going against so they had it where they would get tax refunds if projects filmed within California, and they just passed a law where they took that away. So I feel like more projects are going to be coming back to New England. So.
Yes, the whole East Coast. The whole East Coast is on fire.
Yes, totally.
To New York, to New Jersey, to Atlanta, to Georgia. Wow.
Oh yeah, Atlanta.
The whole world. It's like, it's happening on the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
It totally is.
We love your talent. So you've got your horror going on, and you've got, your comedy. So timing on the screen's brutal. What's your trick to making a laugh land every time?
Honestly, that I can't take any credit for that, because that's all the comedians. They are the ones like with Dirty Uber, that was all Lenny Clarke's concept, and Tony V wrote it, right? And they just came up with incredible material. And then what I like to do is let people kind of just improv for a bit. So we'll get all the lines down, we'll shoot everything so that everything from the script is down, so we have the story ready, and then anything else we shoot in between. So any improv and I mean, they're just so funny. So they come up with so many funny improv lines. It just ends up being just like the cherry on top. So we'll end up adding that in, and it just fits perfect. And that's why I think like the feeling on a set and everyone feeling comfortable, that is so important, because without that, people don't feel comfortable enough to be able to go there and do that kind of improv.
Mm-hmm. Become the character.
Yes.
It's the syrup on top of the pancakes, the whole improv, and that feeling of community that makes it sizzle.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Jake popped on. He says, "Hi, lovelies." He's trying to do another amateur project for Valley Girl. And Jake's in the Down Under. Thank you for joining us, Jake.
Hi, Jake.
So yes, another star for you to follow. And Mr. Garrett or Miss Garrett says, "How are you guys? We are so good. We're here with you. Share this out. The Cynthia Manion Show with Jordan. Yes, yes, yes. The musical. Oh, fun." So as a woman directing in a guy-heavy comedy world, what hurdle do you flip into fuel? Huh?
Honestly, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I have never had any problems as a female director at all. I'm going to be totally honest.
Excellent.
Perfect. Yeah, just to be honest, they've always been so respectful of me, and like the fact that they've, trusted me to bring their vision to life has been so amazing, such an honor. And yeah, that they just like, they have a trust in me that I just, I feel honored that they trust me to bring their ideas to life in that way. And it's been successful, so they continue working with me, which is great. But
energy, as Patricia on Geikich said, she could feel your energy. She's in Canada. She doesn't even know you, and she could feel your good energy just from joining us. Evening, ladies. I'm a little late to the party. Glad to be here. God's blessings to all. Thank you, Eric. We appreciate you being here. Jordan is amazing, and she was just going to say,
"Oh, thank you, Eric."
Well, anyway, you direct, you produce, you edit. How does wearing all those hats make each one better?
I think it's very helpful, because learning like each different aspect of the filmmaking process is super important, because I think it helps me when I'm meeting with that person, when we're working on that part of the film. So like, when it comes to like being in the editing room, like I'll like, for example, like Eric Brown, he was the editor for Love and Space 2. He is a phenomenal special effects editor, visual effects. He is amazing. He won Best Visual Effects at Top Shorts for Love and Space 2. And we've worked together now on a couple projects. So we have like a good way of working with each other. So he'll kind of give me some tips before I film and say, "Oh, it would make it a little bit easier for me editing if you did this or this." So I'll take that into account, make sure that I am being considerate and thoughtful for his process as well, because from editing my own projects, I know how difficult that is. So, and as you said earlier, with continuity and things like that, that can be super tough for an editor to try to piece all that together when, it's when that detail isn't there. So I try to think about it from every crew member's perspective, so that I can be more thoughtful to what they're going to be going through in the process.
Excellent. Yes, our audiences are more sophisticated now. We can't get away with not going the extra mile, as we say.
Absolutely.
Sure that everything is coherent. And the community that you work with, keeping that community and building it, that is so wonderful, because heck, we all need help, right? We all want to get better. And if you've done it and you can spread the word, and it's not only kind, it also makes the project blossom.
Absolutely.
We have our own little community going here. Patricia's saying, "I adore you, Eric. Hugs, hugs, hugs." And Eric's saying, "I love you, Patricia. You're a true jewel." And yes, you are, you guys. Thank you for being here, sharing the love of life, just getting better every day. Appreciate your support.
Great energies.
Yes, indeed. So you mentioned directing Boston legends like Steve Sweeney and Steve Bjork. What is that energy like?
It honestly, it's so much fun. It's incredibly fun, because like when it comes to directing like a drama or a psychological thriller, there is definitely an aspect of more. Oh, no worries. You're so nice. You're so sweet. There's always like an aspect of like seriousness, right? So like when that aspect is there, there's a different kind of feel on the set. And when I'm working on a comedy, right, it's just so much more like the whole feeling is much more easygoing, fun. Their personalities are so fun and they're so fun to be around that honestly, it's mainly just kind of like having fun with friends. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
And you know what? Every day should be like that. Every moment.
I totally agree.
Just brings joy. Patricia says, Jordan, do you have a desire to bring a talented jazz vocalist who acts into the future, asking for a friend?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that. I love working with people that are really talented and they have their own art form and then bringing that into another art form. I think that is so cool and so interesting. I'd be thrilled to have the opportunity to work with somebody who is a talented jazz vocalist. That's super cool.
Excellent. Excellent. So tell your friend to reach out to us and we'll put up, oh, you know what? We'll put up Jordan's way to reach her right now. You can go see her on her Instagram. You can reach out to me. I'll give you Jordan's information with her permission.
Absolutely.
Here's her Instagram, and you can watch her YouTubes. They are so fun. See some of the action. The first thing I ever saw her in was Soulless as Dr. Bates, and
I'm sorry about that. It's probably terrifying, but I'm telling you, that was the best. For me as an actress, that was the best role I've ever gotten to play. I am so honored that Tommy J. Dwyer trusted me in that role, and it was super fun. It was so much fun, and he's a phenomenal director. So, yeah.
And won a lot of awards. They press that button, audience, go, win.
But my character is scary, so.
They won a lot of awards. A lot. In fact, we should have Tommy. I don't think Tommy's been on the show. We should have him so he can come talk about it. Do you hear that?
Totally.
So John's been on. So before you ever yell action, what's the one pre-production step you never skip, Jordan?
The main step would be to make sure that I've talked with the actor beforehand. And that for me, that's the main thing. Like, I want to make sure that when an actor is on a set that, I'm in charge of, I want to make sure that that person feels extremely comfortable with everything. They're ready to go, that I'm not like forcing them into a situation that they feel uncomfortable with, or I haven't talked with them about their character. I wouldn't want to put someone in a position where they had questions about their character still. And, I expected them to have a performance without me discussing that with them, or answering questions that they had about a character. That I think is very important. And, making sure that a person feels heard and respected in that way as an actor, I think is very important.
So I made a boo-boo. Tom has been on, so I will go back and watch the replay on the Cynthia Manion Show YouTube, because Dwyer says he has been on. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. I thought you meant have him come back after, since it's won all the awards.
There you go. That's exactly what I meant. My bad. Obviously, I'm only drinking tea with not caffeine in it. I better pick up my game. I apologize. And Dee says, good evening.
So funny.
He's been on the show. I apologize. And thank you, Dee, for joining us. We're having the best time, even with our bloops. Eric says, oh, we love our mermaid. And Jordan, our director. What fun.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
Thank you. And good. I will connect Cynthia to her. Or you mean your person? For Patty will connect the jazz singer.
Awesome. Sweet.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, so we connect in all different ways, through podcasts, through books, through stories, through films, and your films always help people connect. How do you choose the stories that do that, Jordan?
That's a great question. I would say I choose stories that I feel really connected to. So a story like, especially topics that have to do with mental health. I'm very big on that. I'm very big on mental health. I'm very big on addiction, not just substance abuse addiction, but also addiction through anything. I believe addiction can be anything in life. So anything that's taking us away from our passions or taking us away from who we are authentically. I believe that I really resonate with stories that that will connect with people like that. Because when I first really got into filmmaking, I saw within the first year of me starting to watch more independent movies, I saw 3 films, and all of them were psychological thrillers that had to do with mental health. And they really changed the way I looked at life. They changed, honestly, the way I went through my day-to-day life. And that to me was so powerful. I was like, wow, if I could do something like that one day where I could even affect one person in this world and, you know, give them a perspective that may make life a little bit better, right? Like that would mean everything to me. So like that is what really drives me behind any project I do.
Beautiful. Well stated. Okay, so you're assistant director on Tommy Dwyer and John Keogh's next 2 shorts. What's got you most pumped?
To work with them, because they're awesome. They're awesome. I mean, there's something about working with a group of people that are all like-minded and have similar passion and all want the same outcome. That there's something about that. Like I really believe there's something about people coming together, creating something greater than themselves, and having like different people with different types of talents all come together. That creates something so beautiful. And working with them, it's like, honestly, they're both the type of people that any project they touch becomes even better because they're just that good. Like Tommy, he's incredible as a director. He really listens to everyone's idea. He's open to, he included me with Dr. Bates's character and how she ended up being shaped. And I thought that was so cool of him to, you know, ask me my opinion on it and kind of change the character a bit based off that. And like working with people like that is just so rare and so incredible that when it happens, it's like you just want to keep working with people like that, you know?
Yeah, you can only get better and grow.
Exactly.
And make a better movie.
Totally. And John's the same way. I mean, you know, he's so passionate about what he does. You know, he's amazing. He comes up with like such amazing collaborative ideas. He's just an amazing person. They're both amazing. I'm very lucky I met them.
Both going the extra mile all the time.
Absolutely.
On all their projects and whatever they do, even if it's moving the chairs in for the viewing of the show.
Absolutely. They inspire me.
Yes. Eric says he loves your energy, Jordan.
Oh, thank you, Eric. I love your energy.
We do. Eric has beautiful energy. He has a little podcast and he's very, very holy and gets people moving to help them through those addictions he has. He put up addictions come in all sorts of ways: food, media, shopping, etc.
Absolutely.
Things. So, you know, you can keep an eye on that. Because we want you all to be your best selves and putting your energies into things that help the world. As Jordan said, if you help one person, wow, if everyone helped one person, the whole world would be more peaceful and all of us could go the extra mile helping our universe. So Love and Space 2, right? It won the best special effects at Top Shorts.
Yes, yep. It won best special effects at Top Shorts, and that totally goes to Eric Brown. He's incredible. And it also won best comedy at the Fourth Dimension International Film Festival.
And what went into those special effects? Oh, and Evan saying, "Hi, Jordan, you're here for his favorite person. Thanks for joining us." Yes, she's amazing.
Hey, Evan.
Anyway, what went into the visuals for Love Space 2? Because it's quite interesting how you pulled that off.
And honestly, see that's where I have to give the credit to Eric on that, because so he gave me like a general idea. He had me kind of look through a couple websites that had certain backgrounds that we were going to put in, because we shot all in green screen at North Andover Cam. And so we'll shoot it, and then Eric will like send me some backgrounds that we can put in and see how that'll fit. For the next one we're doing, we're actually going to pick the backgrounds beforehand to make the shoot a little bit better when when we put everything together. So that's another example of me learning from my mistakes. But yeah, so he sent me a couple platforms. I looked through them, and I found some backgrounds that I liked. And he was like, "Oh yeah, these are really good, but like, I think that I have some other ideas that could work." And so he sent me the ones that we end up using, and he added on some of those layers where you see like those like the technical kind of holograms right in front of the characters, right?
Mhm.
He came up with all that on his own and showed that to me, and I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. So yeah, that filmmaking is really all about like a bunch of people coming together with great ideas, and it all coming together in that way. It's a bunch of different people's minds coming together to make something great. There's no way I could ever do anything on my own.
Never say never, but preparation and community. Preparation. I remember when I was on the set with Blowout with John Travolta and Nancy Allen. Brian De Palma had every scene, every shot, every word on 3x5 cards ready to go. So think of the time that he was in preparing for his, with all of those 3x5 cards ready to go.
That's incredible.
Almost Zygmunt was the cinematographer on that, and they just worked like this together. It was amazing.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. I think that's so what filmmaking is about. It's all about the collaborations and people working together and having like those great relationships with people.
Yeah, and caring. And like they came up to me and said, "Oh, great job." And I was like, I'm just a little like pimple in a gnat's ass here.
You're amazing. Okay, I saw you in Toxic Avenger. You're awesome. You are awesome.
Oh, the days. Thank you. So you launched Fountain of Cards Productions. What's the biggest lesson you've learned as an indie producer, Jordan?
Yes, I would say
That's huge.
The biggest thing I've learned is that it's very important to make sure that, and I've learned this from Tommy and John, is that it's very important to make sure that there is a budget for the films, and to make sure that everybody is being paid on the productions, because everybody's talent is important, and everybody has something to share and has something very special to give, and that should be acknowledged. And at this point in my career, I don't want to be asking people to work for free anymore. So yeah, it's very important to me going forward that anyone I work with is paid.
Excellent. I'm sure everyone, that's music to their ears, right?
Yes,
it helps. You got to be able to pay the bills.
Definitely.
Yes. And getting paid for a passion and something that you love that you would do for free anyway just makes it all the sweeter. So appreciate you caring about your folks that are working so hard to make your dream bloom. If you don't have a dream.
Absolutely, totally. No, but right. No, and that's the way to look at it. That's the right perspective. Totally.
In fact, as Walt Disney said,
I love it.
You can do it.
If you can dream it, you can do it. It's so true. And I believe anyone can do anything that they put their mind to. I really believe that. If I can be a director, anybody can do anything that they put their mind to.
Exactly. So your little future directors out there, actresses, actors, lighting, makeup, everything that goes into making a film, editing, everything. In fact, I want to learn more about the other parts so that I can be a better actress and a better producer. Festival circuit memories. What screening moment still gives you goosebumples?
I would say, and ironically enough, at the Comedians in Their Shorts event, before the freezing on the screen happened, we showed Dirty Uber, and it was the best reaction that I've ever had screening a film that I've directed ever at an event. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it. People were laughing, people were very interested, and I was so thrilled. It was like electric. And then that happened with the freezing on the screen. But
it sounds like you handled it well, and you had a good team of comedians there to make it funny.
Oh my God. Talk about them turning something horrible that happened into something even funnier. You know what I mean? So like the true professionals, they're just amazing.
So how did you film that? Because are you really driving when you're driving over the bridges?
Yes. And I will say that is something I should add, that going forward, I do need to be more careful. So I did film. So we filmed Dirty Uber. That was the third film that I directed after graduating, and I was still doing it. I wasn't really doing it as safe as I should have. I've learned a lot since then. And when we filmed that, we were in a car. Lenny Clarke was driving. He was driving his Cadillac. And all I can say is that we definitely did some dangerous it was dangerous at times, but we did film most of the dangerous scenes actually in the Kowloon parking lot. Shout out to Kowloon and the Wong family; they're absolutely fantastic, so nice. They let us shoot in the parking lot. And my dad, Kevin Tofalo, he's absolutely amazing. He's a genius. He actually he rotoscoped at the very end of Dirty Uber. My character is shooting a gun outside of through the sunroof on the Tobin Bridge in Boston. That was all shot in Kowloon parking lot, and my dad actually rotoscoped everything. So he cut out the car, he cut out me, the gun, everything, and put that onto. We actually went and filmed separately on the Tobin Bridge, and then he was able to superimpose the video from the Kowloon parking lot onto the Tobin Bridge footage, and it looks so realistic. So shout out to my dad on that, because he's amazing.
That's a good dad. That is excellent support. Wow. Talk about family and community coming together to make her dream come true.
He's an excellent dad. And he's a great musician too. So check out his music.
What kind of music? What?
So he does like very like progressive music. He loves like Peter Gabriel, so he's like very into that style. He has a band called October Moon, and he's been doing some independent just singles that he's been releasing. He released it instrumental song. He does mainly like keyboard, and it's called Common Ground. It's absolutely beautiful, amazing. It's actually on my Instagram. Right when you go on the bio, you'll see Kevin Tofalo Common Ground, and the song will play.
I did see that, but I didn't play it. Have to go back and catch it.
It doesn't automatically play.
Everyone can go and find her dad, because I love to support dads. So you go to her Instagram, and then you go and check out dad. What did you say, Kevin?
Yes, Kevin Tofalo.
There. So if you go there, and then you can see Kevin's got a little something there, and you click on it, and then you see it looks like a groundhog on that picture. Is that what that was?
I think it's like a shield, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was researching you, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. But I was on a mission to be ready for tonight doing my preparation, so that we can have an amazing podcast and learn more about you and let other people know more about you. And let's see. So filming real recovery stories at Gosnold, how's that changed the way you tell any story? Because that's so deep.
Yes, absolutely. I would say it's really made me look at things differently. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Your turn.
I'm sorry. I have that like tickle in my throat. I'm like,
something in the green room. I don't know. I guess we should not eat popcorn or put milk and cream in our tea, right?
Exactly.
That's not good for your voiceover. We have to do tea with our honey and lemon for the future. We'll remember that.
Definitely. But I'll say when it comes to doing the documentaries and working in the recovery community, what I've really learned from that is like what people are going through in the world. It's very, very sad. Like it's a tough time in the economy for a lot of people, and a lot of people, they have stories of, a lot of trauma that they've experienced, and a lot of people that end up doing drugs or are going down the path of addiction. They actually went down that path because, sorry, excuse me. They actually went down that path because of a mental health trauma that they're dealing with, and this is their way of escaping it. So it's definitely made any psychological thrillers that I do outside of work, or any projects I do outside of Gosnold, I want to do stories that touch upon that and kind of give a voice to really what's happening in the world, and the sadness that's happening and how people are feeling alone. People feel so alone that they feel the need to have to do that. It's very, very sad. And I just feel like the more stories that can be put out into the world that can make people feel more connected and feel more empathetic towards other people, I think that is essential.
Yes, empathy. And we have to be grateful and have great gratitude for our lives and all that we have. Just think of all that you have right now, because, we're living better than kings and queens did back in the day. And it's unfathomable that we have all these problems. And you have to really take a moment and go, I'm breathing. I'm here. I get this day. I had this another opportunity to choose the right path and make myself better, happier, healthier. Just if I take a breath, take a walk, drink some water, get some sleep, stop
Absolutely.
scrolling.
Right. Absolutely. And that's a big thing too, right? Like it's really sad because people with social media nowadays, it's like, I mean, when you think of it, the internet is like a pretty recent thing. I mean, I'm sure years from now, there'll probably be rules and regulations from the government with, the internet and things. And I mean, for kids to be able to see some of the things that I see just going on Instagram, it's pretty sad. And the bullying, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of really lucky that I didn't live in that part. I would have been, counting my blessings yet again.
Same here.
We have so much to be grateful for, like having you on the show. It's wonderful. So also the skills that you have to do all of these different things and wear all the different hats, like pairing the right comedian with the perfect short story concept. How do you nail that match?
Honestly, so far, all the projects that I've directed with the comedians, they've come to me with the ideas. So Dirty Uber was created by Lenny Clarke and written by Tony V. And they asked me if I'd be interested in directing, and I was like, absolutely. Absolutely.
Say yes. Say yes. Yeah.
And the same with Frank Santorelli when he came up with the idea for Love in Space. So I've just been so lucky to be in the position where I've gotten to work with them. It's amazing. It's super cool, and it's just kind of come together and happened that way. And I'm just so grateful and so lucky for those opportunities.
Because they really do love you.
I love them too. They're just great people. It's like, not only are they talented, but they really are like wonderful people.
Yeah, that's all you need. Love, community, a breath, fresh air, and gratefulness. Right. So if you could hop in a time machine and talk to your film student self, what would you say? What would you tell yourself?
I love that question. That's awesome. I would tell myself that I shouldn't be so hard on myself, and that rejection is going to happen a lot, and that I need to just be confident in myself and just know that if I'm doing things for the right reason, then things will fall into place. And if I'm putting in the work, it'll all come together. And just to be not so hard on myself, because I tend to be hard on myself, as I think we all are. But
yeah, that's a good point. I'm actually working on that too. So especially when you go to sleep at night, make sure you don't run the stuff that went wrong. Pick the stuff that went right. Like, I was on the Cynthia Manion Show today and I nailed it. And I got this, and this, and I thanked all of these people. And I added something to this world today. I just being myself, giving that great energy that everyone could feel will bring new opportunities, like throwing boomerangs, and they'll come up and back to you with work, like meeting a jazz person that might be in one of your films from Patricia Gigich.
I
Like just
love that.
amazing. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so what's next for Fountain of Cards, new short series, and everyone can binge on your work now on Instagram.com and YouTube to watch what she's done so far.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Cynthia. And I would say, so the next project for Fountain of Cards is going to be Love in Space 3. And Tommy J. Dwyer is actually going to be in that. He's going to be cast in it. So
woohoo, Tommy!
We're super excited for that.
So much fun, so much fun, so much fun. So I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on and sharing your time with us. She is amazing. What a heart. I'm very excited to follow her and see where she goes, Jordan, in the future, because you got such a great passion for the industry and you treat all your people so well. You're on the right path. And with such great mentors as Johnny and Tom, we thank you. We thank you. So please share this out. Please subscribe to the Cynthia Manion Show and join us next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we look forward to your comments, your love, your cards, and make good choices and be the best person that you can be for yourself and for others.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're lovely. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.